Hi, my name's Nicole, and this is the CK Diary Podcast. Hey guys, long time no see again. I feel like the last couple of months have been very on and off. We've had a lot happen in the last few weeks. Some good, some bad, but mostly good. We had my uncle had passed away about 3 weeks ago, and that's what kind of started the snowball of me not posting these last few weeks. And then we were out of town, and then my husband was out of town. So it's just been a busy few weeks, but I am glad to be back here with you guys. I was thinking about doing like maybe one video a week during Vlogmas, or maybe doing a short every day during Vlogmas. But I do think I'm going to do a traditional Vlogmas. I've missed you guys. I've missed hanging out. I think I'm going to they'll probably be very short videos. I didn't even do an Advent this year. I am making I think it's called The Friendliest Snowman, and it's from, the Barrett Wool Company. I'll have it down below. I can't remember for sure, but I'm doing that with Meredith from MD Maker's Diary on Instagram. And I'm excited about that. And then I also think I'm going to use my Rodeo Chelsea Yarns Advent from last year to do an anthology throw. I started, if you'll remember, or if you've seen it on my Instagram or in previous podcasts, I made the anthology throw. I was maybe like 8 colors in or so, and my gauge was just way off, so I took it all out to start over. Anyway, that's enough chatting. Let's go ahead and dive in. I will start with some finished objects since I have seen you guys last, and every single one of them are Oslo hats. The Oslo hat by Petite Knit. I use the Oslo hat mohair edition, and that's what I've been calling it. But it looks like whenever I looked it up on Ravelry, it looks like she combined the two patterns into one, because there was the Oslo hat DK and then the Oslo hat mohair edition, and it looks like it's just one pattern now. But I haven't updated my pattern, so I don't really know what the difference between the two is. But I still use that mohair edition one because it's saved to my files from, over a year ago whenever I first got it. But I made myself one. I love this hat. I just think it's so cute. I marled 2 colors together. One is, I had a hard time getting my camera to focus earlier, so I'm nervous to change the focus. But one is the soft silk mohair. Is it called soft silk mohair? No, that's Knitting for Olive. One is the mohair Surrey alpaca. Let me go look really quick since my laptop's right here. Both of them are Chelsea yarns. I think the brown one's called Cocoa maybe. And I can't remember what the white one is called. I do think that I went on to try to find them later on, and I couldn't find them because I wanted to order some more of it. Okay, so the white is Chelsea Luxe Mohair, and then the brown is Chelsea Luxe 80-10-10. I'm pretty sure that here it is. So the mohair is First Snow, and then the brown, I believe, is just the fingering weight yarn. I believe is no. I'm so sorry. I'm messing up. The whitish one, it looks white in the hat. It's a white and brown one called Sand Dune. And then the brown, I believe, is just Cocoa. I believe it's just called Cocoa. And I love this hat. We went to North Carolina a couple of weeks ago, and this is the hat I wore the whole trip. And then I made both of my children one. This is my 3-year-old's. his eyes are blue, and he's kind of obsessed with his blue eyes. Every time he sees someone with blue eyes, he's like, hey, you have blue eyes like me. Me, my husband, and my other son all have, my husband has like light hazel eyes, and then my son and I both have dark hazel eyes. So my youngest always gets very excited whenever he sees another blue-eyed person. But I made blue for his blue eyes, and then my oldest son, he has like a green brown hazel like I do, and so I made him a green hat. It makes his green eyes pop. But this one is with the soft silk mohair and the merino by Knitting for Olive. Sorry, I'm having a hard time remembering. I made all of these. I finished mine a few weeks ago. I finished my youngest a couple weeks ago. And then I finished my oldest like this first day that we were there. And I don't remember all of the colorway names. I do know that the fingering weight in this yarn was the fingering weight by Emma's Yarns, and it was called Take a Hike. And you can see it has like little orange flecks in it. It was to match my oldest dinosaur sweater, which I did, actually, let me show you guys that since it's right here. I did finish his dinosaur sweater for the most part. I have to weave in the ends, and I didn't do all the extra stuff on it. I didn't do all the extra stuff on the dinosaur because he was kind of unsure about it, and it's a lot of work. So I'll let him, I can always add that on later. It doesn't have to be, it's not functional, it's just decorative. I had the neck done, but it was too tight. So I'm just going to pick up more stitches and make that neck a little bit looser. I had it done in time for our trip, but ended up having to take the neck out. So here's the yarn I'll use for that. All right, and then I have one more finished object to show you. I just finished this today, and I'm so excited about it. I have been wanting to make, well, let me show it to you first. I made this is called a pinwheel sawtooth. It's a quilt star, and I made a little project bag for myself. This is a pocket on the back, and then on the inside, it's just a white fabric with some leaves on it, and I put a little D-ring in there for myself if I can find it. Little D-ring. And then it's so funny, I put one of my labels on it, but my car keys are in here. I put one of my labels on it, but I accidentally put it on the inside of the pocket, which I actually am glad that was a happy mistake, because I didn't really like the way the tag looked on this. It didn't match, but it is nice having my tag on the things that I make. So the fact that it ended up inside of the pocket was actually kind of nice, and that might be the way I do it going forward. But yeah, most of these fabrics on the front are from Rifle Paper Company. I got one of their fat quarter bundles. It was on sale for like $50 or $60. The pocket back here is also Rifle Paper. The only fabric that isn't is the maroon, the green, and the red polka dot. But yeah, I love the way this turned out. I was showing Meredith the finished sawtooth square, and I was like, it reminds me of my Mima's sewing shop. So I don't know, it's just fun. So this was my last finished object, and it is holding my current whip, which is, you will not believe it, another Oslo hat. This has been my project of choice lately. It is straight stockinette the whole way through. You do not purl a single time. The only thing that you do outside of just plain stockinette knitting is that you have to pick up stitches in the cast on edge, and then you eventually have to turn your work, and you don't have to, but it helps it look a little bit neater. You do a double, what is it called? I think it's called a double stitch, like you would do whenever you're turning for short rows. That is the only thing outside of just plain stockinette knitting. It's so nice to have this project when I'm like watching the boys at the playground, or when my oldest had his baseball games. It was just so nice knitting on this stuff because I didn't have to look. And it was just like miles and miles of stockinette. So that's it for projects. Now we'll do some life stuff with acquisitions. I already talked to you about my fabric acquisition. We went on a trip 2 weeks ago to Asheville, North Carolina. We were supposed to go 2 years ago. We usually go every fall. We were supposed to go 2 years ago, but with all of the devastation that happened, we canceled our trip, and we were really, really happy to be back this year. We stayed in Black Mountain, and it looked really good in Black Mountain. There were only a couple of areas that we saw that kind of looked like it may have been left over from the flooding. And then Lake Lure, we drove into Lake Lure, and a lot of it was still under construction. But everywhere else that we went, we ended up going to the Biltmore, which was beautiful. We got to do the Christmas lighting, or, where they have all the Christmas lights and the Christmas tree up inside. It was beautiful. We did the wine tasting, which was fun. I'm not a wine person. I'm certainly not a red wine person. But they had one that was called Sweet Century Red, and it was so good. And I so regret not getting it now because it's like $17 for shipping, and the bottle is only like $18. So you're essentially buying another bottle of wine to have the wine shipped to you. So that's frustrating. I should have gotten it while I was there. But yeah, it was really fun. And we got to stop at one of my bucket list yarn shops. I've always wanted to go to the Black Mountain Yarn Shop, and we got to go this year, or this trip. Sorry, I feel like I'm rusty. I'm having like a hard time talking. And I got quite a few things there, and I'm really, really super excited about it. So I got this for myself. This is Knitting for Olive, the soft silk mohair in the Bordeaux colorway. It kind of looks like these are my colors right now. I'm wearing a lot of browns, maroons, navies, dark greens. These are kind of my fall colors that I'm going for right now. And then they had this on sale. It was in their $25 bin, and the colorway name is Sinopa. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But this is from Farmer's Daughters Fibers. It is a 100% Montana and Wyoming Rambouillet. And I thought, if I held these two together, I'm not making an Oslo hat. I'm going to make some kind of kerchief. I saw one the other day that had a scalloped edge, and I thought it looked really pretty. I don't know if I'm going to have enough yarn here. This is a 50-gram skein. I have 50 grams of each, which I guess I really only needed 25 grams of this. Didn't really think about that. Anyway, I'll figure it out. And then I got this yarn for the travel blanket that I'm making for my boys. I try to get a hand-dyed yarn from the state that we're in. And then I do I was doing closed granny squares for their travel blanket. Now I'm just doing like traditional granny squares. I cannot talk tonight. This is from Sorella Yarn. It says it was made with love in North Carolina. And this is the PSL autumnal tonal, autumn tonal in their classic DK. My oldest picked this one out. All right. And then we homeschool, and my oldest son is in a class on Wednesdays where they get to do cooking, it's science, and then they alternate between cooking and music as their second. They do 2 classes every Wednesday, and cooking and music alternates every other week, and then they have science every week. Well, my friend who hosts it, she does so much for the kids and so much work putting it together just out of the kindness of her heart. She doesn't get paid for it or anything. She just hosts the class, and she has a beautiful home. They get to, it's just a great opportunity. they have a great space for it. They have a little playground outside that I get to go take my youngest to while my oldest is in class. They have a great playroom that they let me use for my youngest while my oldest is in class. It's really nice. Just a great opportunity. Well, she told me last year that she wanted an Oslo hat. She had like mentioned it, that she liked it and that she'd love one. And so I asked her what her colors were, and she said she liked dark green and brown. So I got this really beautiful, let me see, it's called, the colorway is Little Kumo. And I'm trying to find what oh no, sorry. So the base is Little Kumo, I think. And the colorway is Jana. And it is a 50-gram skein, 437 yards. It is 65% baby Surrey and 35% silk. Super, super soft. I just have to find a fingering weight to go with it, and then I'm going to make another Oslo. And then I got a couple of these really pretty cards from the Black Mountain Yarn Shop. The photo was taken by a photographer in Asheville. You see, you can find her. Her name is Tanya. You can find her at Bosco Pics Photography on Instagram. I'll post her, or I'll link it in the description. And then Meredith and I are talking about going to Rhinebeck next year. So I plan on making a sweater for Rhinebeck if I go, like one of their little featured sweater patterns that they do. So I got one of these cute tags that they had. It just says, can you see it? Boop. This is my Rhinebeck sweater. I thought that was super cute. And then, of course, a sticker. I get a sticker or a pin from every yarn shop that I go to. I actually haven't been buying pins lately, and I miss it. I need to start buying pins. I'm a big sticker person. Sometimes I don't even use them. I just like having them in my yarn room. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I like all the little knick-knacky things. Meredith got me the cutest little, I wish I'd brought it in. It's in my car. She got me the cutest little balloon animal dog stitch marker from her local yarn store. It was so cute. I love that kind of stuff. Even, you can only use so many stitch markers at a time, or so many stickers can go on your water bottle, or so many pins can go on your bag. But I just love having little knick-knacky things. I don't know. I think they're cute, and they're good for memory's sake. I usually get, like I said, like a little pin or a sticker or stitch marker or something from any shop that I go to. But yeah, I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I talked to you guys about my plan for Vlogmas. I think that's really it. How long have I been recording? Let me see. About 18 minutes. So this is a short one today. I'm probably not going to be doing the spotlight pattern going forward. I don't know. Let me know if you guys liked that or not. I might incorporate it back in if you guys liked it. But I am really excited for this season, and I'm excited to chit chat with you guys. I appreciate you guys sticking around. I'm hoping to be more consistent going forward. Hopefully things start settling down a little bit. I know that November and December are very, very busy months. I cannot believe it's November 23rd. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's November 23rd already, and that Thanksgiving is coming up this coming week. We're going to be in Disney for the first week of December, so that will be part of our little Vlogmas. I'm so excited. I love this season. I love being able to make things special for our boys. Last night we went and picked out their tree for their schoolroom, and then I told them to I gave them red and green pom-poms and red, green, and gold bells. They were like little teeny tiny bells that you can get at Hobby Lobby. I've seen people sew them onto, or include them in their embroidery and things like that as tree ornaments. But I had them sprinkle it all over our schoolroom, and I told them that overnight they would turn into decorations. And it was really cute seeing them wake up this morning, and they ran into the schoolroom and they were like, "Whoa, how'd this happen?" It was really sweet. This is just a fun time of year. I'm excited about it. But I will talk to you guys next week. Thank you so much for hanging out and chatting today. And let me know down in the comments if you got any Advents or what you plan on making this Advent season, if you're planning on doing like a one thing a day kind of thing. I saw that Chelsea Yarns, I saw Chelsea Yarns Advent whenever it came out earlier in the year, and I was like, I'm going to practice willpower and not get an Advent this year because I haven't even used my Advent from last year. And I have so much yarn and so many projects going, so many things I want to make and do. And now I'm like kicking myself because the Chelsea Yarns Advent this year was, I think it was like a tea party, like a British tea party, and that's right up my alley. But there will always be next year, and there will always be more Advents that I want, so it will all work out. Anyway, I need to go ahead and go because now I'm just being chatty. All right, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next week. Bye.